starting to recording now. Okay. Greetings, everyone. Greetings. Thank you for coming to another episode of MOTI Masterclasses, where we're looking at sharing the information with a new breed of people that we want to groom in this industry, which I refer to them as MOTIs, Masters of the Industry. But these are people where I feel the creatives, we've got plenty of creatives who are doing their thing, but we want them to continue doing what they do. But at the same time, we need a group of people who can put up their hands whenever the business and the administration and all those other elements need to be done and handle that. So that I guess the whole ecosystem, this whole industry can just function properly. And today's guest, I'm really happy to have Nishal on the show today. Nishal is from RISA, and he's going to be speaking about a couple of things, because I also know that within the CMO space, it's quite confusing. People don't quite understand who does what and the like. So I would just like to start off today by just thanking our guest for joining us.
Hi, Munya. It's really a privilege and an honor to join you in your masterclass and speak about RISA and what it stands for and educating the masses out there. So once again, thank you very much for giving me the opportunity and the platform.
Welcome. Thank you for making the time. So I think the first question is, what does RISA do? And I guess, how does it differentiate itself from the other CMOs?
All right, RISA, as everyone knows, it stands for the Recording Industry of South Africa, abbreviated RISA. So it's a non-profit organization. It acts as a trade association for the South African record companies.
Okay.
So which members have a common economic interest in the recorded music industry in South Africa. So RISA has about over 8,000 members, established in the early 1970s. Okay. So RISA's mandates includes, we represent the rights of its members through collective licensing and lobbying.
Mm-hmm.
RISA is recognized by the International Federation of the Phonographic Industry, which stands for IFPI, as the official national group for the recording industry in South Africa. So in every country, you have a RISA equivalent, and in South Africa, we represent the national body, okay? Also, an important and exciting what RISA does is we are the custodians of the annual South African Music Awards, which is the SAMROs. As you know, the SAMROs is the Grammys and the most prestigious music awards in South Africa.
Correct.
RISA is also responsible to collate industry stats. So, for example, if you want stats about how market is doing, how your physical sales are doing against your digital sales and your various aspects on your stats, we are the go-to guys.
Mm-hmm.
One of the most important as well is we're also responsible for acknowledging and issuing certifications. So your gold, your plats, your multi-plats. So RISA is the only body that can issue a certification as well. Nice. And I think also what's also important is we are responsible for issuing ISRC codes. It stands, and that is International Standard Recording Codes. So RISA is the only body in South Africa that can issue ISRC codes. Nice. If anyone tells you that they can issue ISRC codes for you, it's not true. RISA is the only body that can do it. So yeah, that's what RISA is in a nutshell. Obviously, we have probably maybe about 15 more of which we're responsible for, 15 more tasks, but those are just about 5 or 6 in a nutshell.
Okay, no. Thank you for that. So I'm going to just touch on a few things that you shared on it, just so we can just talk about it a bit more. So firstly, I want to talk about who are your members. So when you say our members, so who should be coming to become a member at RISA?
Okay, if you in the music space, if you're an artist, you want to become a member. So when I say we have over 8,000 members, that's including your multinationals, which is your Sony, Warner, and your Universal, and your indies, your independents. So a few of our bigger independents are your Gallows, your David Greshams, your Collabo Jasmines, and your independents also, it can be a one-man band. So if you want to, if you're an artist and you want to put your music out there, you can become a member of RISA. So you don't have to form a company. You can be a one-man band, individual, and also join RISA.
Excellent, excellent. And with regards to, does RISA collect and distribute any royalties to these members?
Okay, yeah. We understand RISA is a more of a lobbying body. So one of our affiliates is I won't say affiliates, but it's RISA Audiovisual. It's RAV. Okay. So RAV it's a licensing organization set up by RISA. It's audiovisual. So it's a licensing body. It's totally independent from RISA, but it was set up by RISA and it grants licenses to the users of music videos. So RISA audiovisual, music video, audiovisual. All right. One of also RAV's mandate is we collect and we distribute royalties. So on music videos, number 2 is in-store broadcasters and jukeboxes. So if your music is played at a jukebox in a pub or a tavern or played at in a shopping mall or in a restaurant, we collect those royalties. Obviously, we keep an admin fee to run the organization, and then we distribute based on the playlist. So RISA does not do any distributions, but the entity that it's set up by RISA, RAV, which is RISA Audiovisual, we do the distributions on RAV.
Okay, that's super. That's excellent. And a lot of people don't. I know a lot of times I have heard, and I've said this many times, that some people believe that a music video is just like a business card, and there's nothing you can earn from it. You know, so it's good to know that that I mean there are bodies out there that you can still earn. So it's good to get content out, to get your stuff played on television. It's good. And when you say audiovisual, is it just only music videos out of interest, or is it other types of audiovisual, or is it just predominantly music videos?
Look, for example, RAV licenses like your broadcasters, like your MultiChoice, your Trace and SABC. Not all broadcasters. We license some broadcasters. So obviously, we will collect your royalties on the ones that we have licensed. Then when it comes to music dubbing, then if your tracks are played in a jukebox in a store or a pub, that is your track has been dubbed, so you get royalties based on that. Each time that your track has been dubbed, you get royalties. So a music video is one aspect, and your dubbing license is another aspect of it that you get paid on.
Super. So so I just want to.
But I also want to. Now, but I think it's important for everyone to understand that we only collect royalties on broadcasters that we license and stores that we license. So, for example, if I'm just using an example, if ABC Wholesalers is not licensed with us for whatever reason, and your music is played at ABC Wholesalers, we can't get your royalties from them. We can't collect. So it's only what we license, and on our website is a list of retailers which we license and broadcasters which we license. So if you want to go to our website, there's a list out there.
Excellent. Okay, that's good to know. It's important to know because you don't want people to not think that you're just collecting everywhere. It has to be licensed. So because we're just talking on royalties, I just want to stick on royalties for now because you mentioned ISRC codes, we talked about the SAMROs, we talked about certification, but just quick one, when it comes to royalties, so I just want to ask, like, what people need to come and does someone need to come and notify you of their music videos? Like, is there, and then that's how you collect, and then you make sure that they get their royalties. How does that work?
Okay. I did mention at the start ISRC codes, International Standard Reporting Codes. So RISA and RAV works independently. So you don't have to be a member of RISA to be a member of RAV. You can choose. But obviously it has its benefits. All right. So we'll just talk on the royalty side. So if you're a member of RAV, obviously, and you got a music video out there, you apply for an ISRC code for your music video.
Okay.
So an ISRC code is almost, I describe it as your ID number, where it can track you at any time.
Your fingerprint. It's like just
it's like a number plate. So like when you go past, like if you have a fine, they just know exactly. So it's, it's your number that they use to identify you. It's a unique code, okay, which you embodies in your work, okay. So say for example, we license MultiChoice.
Yes.
Channel O, okay, which is one of our licensees. So we license MultiChoice and we negotiate a rate for on MultiChoice. So if your music video is played on MultiChoice, that ISRC code picks it up that it belongs to you. Okay. So it's also very important to also understand there is two parts to it. Yes, one is your music video is played on at a national broadcaster, but we have a system called the RAV asset system, where on our system, you as a member need to go and capture your asset. So when I say capture your asset, once you become a member of RAV and you fill in all your forms, your details, all your personal details, okay, a link will be sent to you where you go onto the link and say, and then you put your music video name and your code name.
Okay.
So we then get a playlist from MultiChoice to say in the month of December, these were the music videos which we played at MultiChoice. Then we take our in-house system and we try and match what the playlist we get from MultiChoice. And when there's a match, it links by the ISRC code. So when there's a match, then we link a RAM value based on the number of times it's been played, on the seconds, etc., etc.
No, that's very interesting.
That's how So that's how we know that your music video has been played. Has been played on national television.
That's very interesting.
Likewise, if your track is played at one of the national retailers which is licensed to us, same situation. We get a playlist from them, okay, and then we match it against your track on the RAD asset system and say, okay, that track belongs to Munya. He's the owner of the track, and then we work at a royalty based on that. So although your track has been played or your music video has been played on a national broadcaster, if you don't go on our site and say this track belongs to me, or upload that you are the owner of that track, we don't know that track belongs to you. So if you don't go, that fund that we were meant to pay you or your label will go to an unclaimed pot.
Okay.
Unclaimed pot, and if you don't claim for 5 years, it goes back into the distribution pool to be redistributed as per our old distribution claim. So you still have time, like, to claim, so
you've got a 5-year period to
your 5-year period. Yeah, but I'll just give you a scenario. You become a RAB member on 1 February 2021.
Okay.
But your music video was played last year in November. You can't claim for that because you were not a RAB member. We were not mandated to collect on your behalf.
Understood.
So
understood.
Only
if you remember. Yeah, that makes sense.
If you remember, and from the day you become a member, then you because when you become a member, that's the day you say, okay, Rev, now you go on our behalf, and you start to collect on our behalf. Yeah. So anything historic, unfortunately, you don't have any claims to it. We don't have any claims to it. It's just lost, unfortunately.
Okay. That makes sense. And it's so important because I feel, and this for me goes back to, once again, the importance of metadata and doing metadata correctly. I think locally on the continentally, that's a big problem that we have, is that we don't really understand the importance of metadata and how if you don't complete it correctly, you end up losing revenue. That's an income stream which you're now losing out on. So hey, it goes back to the importance of that for me. So going to the ISRC code. RISA is the only body that issues out ISRC codes, correct? In South Africa.
Correct. Yes. This is the only body that you can get ISRC code from.
And with regards to just a few questions on ISRC codes. So we already talked about how it's a fingerprint. quick. So, does a music video and a song, do they carry different ISRC codes? I think that's often a question that comes up. Okay.
Yes. A music video and a track, you have to have different ISRC codes. I mean, like I mentioned, like you don't have to become a member of RISA, if you become a member of RISA. So it works totally independently. You have to have 2 different ISRC codes.
Okay, and as we described an ISRC code as a fingerprint or an ID, and one of the things I've also seen is that and I just want to confirm with you that you can't have more than one ISRC, or you shouldn't have more than one ISRC code for a song.
Yeah, yeah, you should. It's like having 2 ID copies, you know, 2 ID numbers.
Exactly.
So each track has its unique ISRC code. So there's no duplicates. You know, if you move over, you know, if you go with that, with that code, you know what I mean?
It's so important, it's so important to make sure that you have your admin in order and that you keep your ISRC codes, 1 track or 1 video per ISRC code, because sometimes I know that there's a couple of some of these online aggregators, sometimes they issue out an ISRC code and sometimes people don't put the ISRC code, so now you end up having 2 ISRC codes and then it just creates confusion and it dilutes the revenue and you don't know where things go. So it's very important to make sure 1 ISRC code, 1 song.
Exactly, 100%. Yeah.
Correct. Okay, super.
If you don't, I think the first thing is if you're an artist, you need an ISRC code if you're producing music, a body of work. You have to have it because that's, I mean, like you're saying, it's your fingerprint, it's your ID copy, and you're making music to get royalties out of it. So if you don't have an ISRC code, you know, that's just free music. You know, nobody knows that music is your music. You know, so an ISRC code is something that we can refer back to. Okay, that song belongs to Munya. You know, that's his work. You know.
Correct, 100%. And I mean, so that's one of the things. I just want to stress it's important, guys. 1 ISRC code for 1 song. Like if you have to input it, then input the same ISRC code. Don't dilute things, and you've got multiple. It just causes confusion in the back end of things. And then so another thing we just since we're on just things that you guys issue, because I do want to talk on. Actually, let me touch on first. With regards to the royalties, sorry, I'm going back to royalties again. How frequently do you guys make payments in a period, in a year?
Okay, yeah, I think it's also very important to understand is that we make 2 payments a year. So in March and in about September, October a year. But we pay, say example now in March in 2021, we'll be paying out royalties that was for the previous year. Okay. So it's
Understood.
it's for example, we have an agreement, and then I use MultiChoice as an example because it's one of our licensees. So say their license period runs from ends in March every year. Okay. So once at the end of March, we will know how much we receive from them. So we will then distribute any royalties paid until March 2020 in your 2021 year, if I'm making sense.
Yes, no, I'm understanding.
I'll just repeat that. Yeah. Yes. I'll just repeat that. If our license agreement with a broadcaster ends, say, in end of March 2020, come April, then we'll receive our funds for the whole license period. Okay. For a year. So when we do our distributions, we will do it in the next cycle. So it does not mean if your music video was played on the 28th of February, you will get your royalties on 1st of March.
Yes.
It doesn't mean that. It's almost like a year, like a year gap.
Yeah, no. So it's almost I'll just say in arrears.
In arrears.
Yeah.
So it's important because we get a lot of calls in the office to say my music video was played on X, Y, and Z yesterday. Where's my royalties? So it's just
1 year in arrears.
Nice to educate. We work 1 year in arrears. That we always we pay out in arrears. So
this year you're going to be paying out 2020 royalties.
Exactly.
Yes,
exactly.
This year. So Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I can imagine a lot of people must be just, hey, my video just played, and now they're expecting a check.
We get on a daily basis, and I think, and why I emphasize is that you have to go on our system and register your music video, is because we also get calls. Oh, my music video I saw it played on, yesterday. Where's my royalty? And then we're like, okay. The first question we ask them is, have you loaded your asset on the system?
Yes.
What are you talking about? No, I haven't loaded. Unfortunately, if you haven't loaded, you cannot get the royalty. So that's the first question our office asks. We have you loaded? Number one, if you don't understand, it's such a simple user-friendly system. But if you don't understand how to do it, our officers will gladly help you to load it on the system. We will gladly do it, but you need it to be done in order for you to get royalties. I get a lot of calls. The first question I asked was, have you loaded it on the system? No, I haven't. So there's no way that we can track it. We don't know that. Although in my mind, I know, who's the owner of a song or who's the singer of the, I can't pay the royalty because you haven't claimed. So it's not about, oh, but you know it. No, it needs to be on our system.
You need to do it. You need to do the work. Someone needs to do the work. So no, I'm with you on that. So, and then so we also touched on, let's talk on certification. RISA is the only body, again, in South Africa, in SA, that can issue out certification. And when I'm talking about certification, I'm talking about certification on sales of music.
100%.
Correct. Because I know that maybe can we talk about the process as to how does one get certified? Because I know that there was some talk about in the industry about people were thinking that things weren't certified and people were saying they've got gold and stuff. So maybe can you talk us through the process of how does one get certified?
Right, that's fine. If an individual believes their song has, obviously we have like a bandwidth, for example, if it differs from singles to albums. So we have gold, plat, multi-plat, and so forth. Okay. Just to clarify, we don't have, in South Africa, there's no diamond.
Okay.
So just to clarify, there's no diamond, right? So what happens is, if you think your track, or I'll just use singles as an example. If you think your track has been streamed X amount of times, or downloaded X amount of times, and you think it reached gold, you'll then, number one is you have to pay levies for that track. Okay. We should have spoke about levies because when you manufacture a unit, or your song is out there, it's downloaded, and you're a member of RISA, you got to pay levies. Okay. So number one is you're paying levies as a membership and based on the units that you manufacture or the number of times your song has been downloaded. Okay, that's how RISA survives. That's how we get our income. So number one is you have to pay levies. So once you pay levies, number two is you apply for certification. So you will then apply on your letterhead, and you will just state that your song has reached gold, 18,000 units have been sold or streamed, and you want to apply for certification. So if you're a one-man person, you will sign that off and you will send it over then to RISA for verification. So what our office does, first thing, we'll check if you paid levies based on those sales.
Okay.
If the tick box there. Secondly, we'll ask you for information. So say you tell me your song has been streamed 5 million times on Apple. Okay, I will ask you for those Apple reports to see, actual streams. Now there's certain criteria that is not allowed for streaming. So for example, UGCs, user generated content. Yes.
So that is the likes of YouTube.
Of YouTube, okay? It's not that it does not go towards your streams, okay? A promotional item, if there's no rand value, if you're deriving no rand value from your stream, it does not go towards a certification.
Understand.
All right, if there's no rand value. if it's a video stream, at the moment in South Africa, we don't have a certification rate for video streaming. It's only audio streaming.
Okay.
We're still in discussions with the IFPI on how we go about issuing video, stream certification streams. But video streaming is not included in your streams calculation. So on your Apple Music report that you send us, we will go and scrutinize it and make sure that there's no UGCs, no zero rand value streams, and no video streams. And once we take all that out, and then we say, okay, once all that is out, or if you have excluded, then and we just use that then to verify that the number of streams you are claiming is the actual number of streams based on your report. And if we agree with you, we give you either a gold certification, or is it platinum or multi-plat or a double plat based on what you are claiming. But we have to get some sort of supporting documents to verify, your claim.
Understood. And I know you've just really spoken about digital, but this also works within the physical, because I know we're still in CDs. CDs are still quite so.
Physical, same.
Physical, same procedure, just now physical.
Same procedure. Say, for example, you sold 5,000 units of your CDs, all right? I will ask you for, okay, number one is you're going to pay me levies on your 5,000 that you manufactured. Okay? Because you're saying that you manufactured 5,000, you manufactured 5,000, but not necessarily you sold 5,000. You can manufacture 6,000 and only sell 5,000. You know what I mean? And only sell 5,000. So your manufacturing and sales is totally different, all right?
Yes.
So you pay me, so then you pay on your physical on what you manufactured. Certification is based on what you sold.
Thank
all right.
You.
So if you tell me, okay, I sold 5,000 to a music retailer, but I manufactured 6,000, you pay me levies on 6,000, I'm happy. Then you show me your report to say you've sold 5,000 to a music retailer.
Units.
A report can be 5,000 units actual CDs. So a report can be, a report from them to say, a sales, like a sales slip, some sort of supporting document. So I can be satisfied that you have sold your 5,000 and not went into the side of the road and then you gave your friends, all the 5,000, it's lying in your garage. A stupid example,
exactly.
but
no,
I just
but
want to
100%. And I guess the equivalent, so a promo. So if I bundle a CD with the sale of something else, and so for example, whether it's buy a ticket to my show and you can get a copy of my CD, then is that also counted as a promo? Do you count that as a sale, or?
It's counted as a promo. It's counted as a promo.
So promos are excluded in terms of when it comes to certification.
If you can't put a rand value to a specific item or a specific CD or like a sale, it constitutes as a promo. So if you sell a ticket and a CD to your show for $100, if you can't distinguish how much is your ticket and how much is your CD, that $100 just goes towards a promo.
I hear you. I see. Okay, thank you because that actually, even my next question, I was going to be like, someone could argue that that's the rand value, but if you can't break it up and say that this is how much the ticket is, this is how much the CD is, then that's a problem. Okay,
exactly.
That's very important. And then from there, that's when I guess once it's certified, then it's when people now make these plaques and stuff, then it's all legit. It's all legitimate. No question about it.
Then it's all legit. If you either have on every certification, on every certificate that RISA issues, you'll have two signatures on it. It's the CEO of RISA and the chairman of RISA. If the CEO of RISA is not available, then I'm as the CFO, I'll sign the certification off, and our chairman of the board signs it off. So it has to have those two signatures on it. If it doesn't have those two signatures, it's not an official RISA certificate.
Understood. Perfect. Thank you. Thank you for that. That actually clears up a lot. It explains a lot as well. And let's move on to the SAMRO, South African Music Awards. Did you know I once presented an award there? It was my time to shine.
Wow, fantastic. 2 minutes of fame.
My 2 minutes of fame, yo. I was ready. But going to the SAMROs now. So it's RISA is responsible for putting the SAMROs together. Is that yeah, and actually the SAMROs, are there going to be SAMROs this year also? And then a few questions like, yeah.
Yeah, RISA owns the South African Music Awards.
Okay.
It's RISA's property. So we own it, we manage it, we put everything together. So we have, and obviously in our staff, we work with the production company and we put the show on the road. Okay. As you know, last year, the show went virtual for the first time.
Yes.
Because obviously of the environment that we are in. The summers, it's every year. At the moment, we are busy with entries for the summers. So we have a time period from November to end of January where you enter for the summers. The summers are open to both RISA and non-RISA members.
Okay.
So, you don't have to be a RISA member to enter the SAMROs, but I must also just stress one of the advantages of being a RISA member is you enter the SAMROs at a very discounted rate. Very discounted rate. So that's one of the advantages of being a RISA member. But membership is not. But RISA membership is not compulsory to enter the SAMROs, but you pay a non-member rate. Yes, so the SAMROs happens every single year. So RISA owns it with the custodians. We put the show on the road, and yeah.
Nice.
Well, I'm sure you know it's the most prestigious award ceremony in South Africa. It's equivalent to the South African Grammys. So it's a time for most of all the musicians to shine and make their name for themselves.
Celebrating South African music, yeah, that's what it is.
Exactly.
No, exactly. It's beautiful. So and this year, so you said just to repeat, so the openings have already opened in terms of submitting for this 2021 song.
In fact, it's the last day of entries is today, so end of Jan. So we have an entry period from November to January.
Okay.
And yeah, so it's all that. So the entry is closing today. So you've got like few hours, like 3 hours more.
All the better. I wish this was live. Otherwise, our thoughts, guys. By the time this comes out, it's closed. But I hope you did. But super. So I was going to also just say so. Just now, I'm just talking to you just in terms of your experience within the space that you're in. And it's not so much, I don't want you just to highlight the challenges, but also just to say like, guys, there's simple solutions to some of these things. And I'm just talking maybe to just frequently, just certain challenges that always just keep popping up on your side. And you're just like, by now, guys, like, you know what I mean? Like what are some of the things that you feel just keep coming up that you just like to address and just, we highlight it.
Yeah, I want to stress about the royalties as well. It's a lot of questions we get about is about, oh, I didn't get paid because I heard my song played on that TV station. And the first thing I think you need to either go on our website and probably read up and understand how it works, or if you don't understand, phone our officers. We are more than willing to help you and guide you along the way. You like I mentioned, if you want to put your music video out there, if you know your music video has been played on a TV station, on a broadcaster, you have to register it with RISA Audiovisual. Okay. I think a lot of our artists sometimes want to get their music out there, that they don't come to us for advice, because if I'm a broadcaster, obviously I'm looking for content all the time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I know you are desperately want to put your music out there. I will come and use your music and make my content, and
So the
and get
broadcast
my
is
funding
winning.
from it.
Yeah.
Exactly, but you're getting nothing out of it. You get nothing, or they might just odd bucket too. But you're not earning what you are entitled to earn. You know, so don't get caught out about broadcasters, approaching you and saying we want to use your music. Approach us first and find out whether they are licensed with us. If they're licensed with us, you will get your royalties. You will 100% get your royalties when we get paid. If a broadcaster does not pay us, we get a bit of challenges where a broadcaster takes a while to pay us, like a few months to pay us. But when they do, we will give you the money in your distribution cycle. Okay, obviously, like we have a March and a September, early October run. We don't do, for example, a distribution in that time. So, but if you have due something, you will get paid in the next cycle. So if you are not aware of a specific broadcaster is licensed, there are some that's licensed, there are some that's not licensed, I must add. So if you're not aware of it, come ask us and we will advise you the correct way, because that's what we're there for.
It's just
We
a
are there
call
to
away,
serve the community. We're just a call away. We just call the office and find out, because broadcasters are one content, and you are an upcoming musician. You want to put your music out there, but you are giving your music away for free.
Yeah, and I think on top of that, it's like I often say, I feel the industry just doesn't talk enough. Sometimes we just don't talk enough, and I mean, even there needs to be an element of accountability, I think, for the industry now, where they need to start asking the right questions. Like, for example, I mean, RISA, you guys have an AGM that happens, an annual general meeting, and I mean, that's a platform where decisions are made. Big decisions can happen in the AGM. However, and it's a platform for all the members to kind of have a voice. You can voice things, you can talk, you can ask questions, there's accountability. You can you know what I mean? But like, if we're not using these platforms, then like we also have to start saying that we have ourselves to blame as an industry,
Exactly, and I'm so glad you mentioned the AGM. It's every single year where we have a RISA and a RAV AGM. Where we invite every single member, every single paying member, to come. And like you mentioned, it's a platform to interact with RISA. Ask questions, find out how it's done. But you'll find our AGMs are not attended as much as we want to. As we want the attendance to be. I don't know, what's the reasons for it, but if I think you need to find out about your music, how it works, how the industry works, attend those AGMs. We also have RISA also has workshops. Attend these workshops where you ask questions. You want to know where your levy is being paid, how it works. How does your physical levies work? How does your digital levies work? Why do you have to pay levies, etc., etc. It's there. We also have on the summers. We also have a summer workshop. We call it a town hall, where we send an invite to all our members. Attend, where we discuss the summer timelines. How it's going to work, what happens when, how does the whole process work, from entries to vetting to judging to to the actual night. It's an interactive session where we take feedback, and RISA puts these initiatives out there. But it's the onus is on you guys to attend these things, make it a success. It's an interactive session.
It's a dialogue. It's not a monologue. It's a two-way thing. There has to be engagement. It's a two-way thing.
100%. Because now if you're an up-and-coming artist, and there's 4 CMOs. There's SAMRO, SAMPRA, Capasso, RISA. One will get confused. Do I go to SAMRO? Do I go to SAMPRA?
Who does what?
RISA do what? Who does what? And if you're an up-and-coming musician, you have to get licensed from those 4 CMOs.
Correct.
But your first stop is RISA to get your ISRC code.
Yeah, ISRC code is vital.
Absolutely vital.
You need a fingerprint.
Absolutely vital.
Absolutely. Okay.
Yeah, so that's what
yeah.
so those are one of our challenges. Yeah,
Mhm.
it's just around royalties, where I think we need more education based on that. When and the education out there. I mean, like I'm saying, there's it's on our website. We have workshops, AGMs, where the education is there. It's just about you attending, those education sessions. Also, another thing is that we need to touch on is your piracy. These illegal music sites.
Yes. That
Uh,
was going to be my next point, actually. We're talking
we
about,
we
yeah.
have yeah we have a piracy unit. We have a physical uh, officer that's on the streets looking for, obviously, I mean, like your physical copies, or like your illegal DJs in your nightclubs and your jukeboxes in your so we have a guy who's basically on the road with the SAPS, helping to clamp down on illegal use of music. We
Yes.
have a digital manager who sits on the internet the whole day and trolls internet sites and tries to bring down illegal sites. But
Excellent.
I think our challenge is most of the sites are not hosted locally. It's hosted in
Russia.
Afghanistan or
yeah.
Russia and those kind,
yeah.
and to write to the IPI, and we can bring it down, but tomorrow
They
it's
just
open in
they
another,
just pop up a new one.
it just pops up a new one,
I think
So we
I
do
think
our
also when
best.
it comes to that, and that's also another educational element, is sometimes the industry doesn't understand how an illegal online platform affects the industry, like, or not just industry, is in the industry internally. Because I find in some instances you'll find artists upload their stuff to these things freely, because to them they're saying there's exposure, because then that's where a lot, I guess, consumers want free music. So there's a lot of eyeballs there, but people don't realize that the only person in that whole exchange who's making money is this illegal platform, because they're selling the eyeballs. But and all that money that doesn't go back to the consumer, it doesn't go back to the artists, the writers, and no, like it ends up killing. And so I think if we just learned not to feed these illegal sites, that will be then I mean then we'll see a better industry as a whole. Like money will start flowing a lot better, because there's a lot of royalties and just revenue being lost.
I think you summed it up 100%.
yeah.
Like I mentioned about your broadcasters. A lot of them want content, so they will approach you, and you want to get your content out there. So obviously you will say, use my content, and
Yes.
at the end of the day, you making nothing out of it. It's same on these illegal sites. Is that you want to get your music played there? You want to become known. You want to
Yes.
become famous. So
Exposure.
you will grant them access to all your music. At the end of the day, what's the purpose of you making the music? Yes, number one is for the love of it, but it's a job. You want to
Yes.
get paid for it.
It's a business.
Okay, it's a business, right? It's a business. So how are you going to get paid for your music? It's in the form of royalty. And
that's it.
Whenever you get paid in the form of royalty, it's via legitimate sites.
That's
It's
it.
via legitimate sites. Your Apples, your Deezers, your Spotify, those are legitimate sites, commercial sites. If you're going to put your music out there, yes, you get exposure. Everybody knows who's Munya. Everybody knows, but Munya will get not 1 cent, because it's not a legal site. It's not licensed with.
And the money all goes to the whoever in Russia, or
whoever
it
in
goes to the
Russia who
platform.
hosts that site.
Whoever's
Exactly.
hosting the site. It's so important
The
that
artist gets nothing.
So we as an industry, and I think it's sometimes because music has become very easy to make, I feel. So it's almost like it's diminished the value of music. But music is such an investment, and people, whether it's time, resources, the lyrics, paying for studio time, mixing and mastering, there's all these expenses that, I mean, and as you said, it's a business. Any investment, you want to return on that investment. So now, even your time, your creativity, your intellectual property, like creating a song, you should want to make money back from it. And putting it on an illegal platform, you're robbing yourself. You rob yourself.
Exactly. I think it just goes down to education and understanding. We got a lot of artists out there who really, they are great at what they do, making music.
Correct.
But when it comes to the managing side of it, obviously it's not their forte, so they don't understand. They don't understand, okay, they understand the illegal sides, but they don't understand how the whole ecosystem works, how the royalties work, how you get your money.
So that's why them it doesn't matter. But
exactly,
losing money.
Exactly.
You're losing money. You really are.
You're losing your heart and sweat.
Yeah, everything. Yeah. So I really hope that drills through to the artists to stop feeding these platforms, because that's where you end up driving the consumers, and then the only one really losing is yourself. And if this is a business, we all go into business to make money, and you need to get your return on investment. So yeah, so that's very important. Do you guys still have a reward hotline available for RISA? Or
we do have a hotline. Obviously, it's on our website, so
Yes.
so there's hotline. But when you say a reward hotline, it's not like a reward for, you know what I mean, for
Okay.
but these are hotline. So
Okay.
if you know there's illegal activity being taken place, you can phone the hotline, email, and advise us.
Awesome.
But I also want to say, if anyone out there needs information, even if what sites are legal, which broadcasters are legal, we're more than willing to help. You don't even have to be a member of RISA. We will help you. We'll try to guide you along the way and advise you as the best we can.
Super. Okay, no, that's super, and I hope you guys are listening. And so, I mean, this is going to lead, I think, to my last question for today, which is just where does one go to become a member of RISA, of RAV? Like, where should one go?
Okay, basic, simple. You go to www.risa.org.za on our website, and there's a link there how to become a member. You click that link. Our admin lady in the office will get your details. There'll be forms to fill online, and you pay your membership fee, and you're a member of RISA. It's simple as that.
Beautiful.
There's no you don't have to come to the office nowadays. You don't have to fill in lengthy forms. It's all online. It can be done within a day or two. RAV, same story. All online, all automated. So
is it the same website? Is it the same URL?
No, RAV is www.rav.org.za. So it's rav.org.za. So even if you go on our website, there is a link there that how to become a member. Yeah, you click through and you can do it in the comfort of your own home.
Awesome. And that's perfect. I mean, and all this information that you shared with regards to the hotline for anti-piracy, it's all on the website. All the information as to what we've discussed is in how to get certification, SAMRO registration. All this it's all on the website.
It's all on the website. Every single thing's on the website.
Beautiful, boss. Okay, so I think for me, that's a wrap. And I mean, I really appreciate the time you've taken to just explain a lot. I mean, I've learned quite a bit as well. There was a few things that wasn't, especially around RAV, but you've cleared it up. And I've been telling everyone that I'm getting these shirts made called Know Better, Do Better. So I need MOTI, Masters of the Industry. So I need to get you one shirt. So you let me know. Let me know which color you want.
Definitely, I need one like that.
And what size.
Definitely,
and then
we'll touch base with that, yeah, definitely.
Yes, one day at a time. We just need to educate and do better, because when we know better, we do better. So Nishal, thanks again so much for your time. It's so much appreciated. And I look forward to the betterment of our industry. Together we can do this.
Thank you so much, buddy. All the best. I hope I made sense to all the listeners out there. And and like I said, if you need any advice, any help whatsoever, we're just a phone call away, and reach out. Yeah, we're here to serve.
Super. Bless. All right. Thank you, sir.
Thanks, bud. Cheers.
We'll be in touch.
Go well,
ciao.
Hey.
Bye.
Yes, my man. Go well. Cheers. Bye.